Not really, but we're gonna do it anyway because we're contractually obligated.
Not based.
Um, we did actually sell out to Raycom recently for untold millions of dollars. They bought the show. They said, "Man, we just really need that demographic you bring, which is like 10 people."
Is that right?
And I said, "Okay, well that's kind of weird. You feel like I feel like you could find a better choice than us." But then again, maybe not. Maybe we're at the
We're kind of top
mountaintop.
guys.
We are kind of top guys. We're kind of top sports guys. Honestly, I think we probably know the most about sports out of like anyone ever.
Yeah, and I don't think that's up for debate.
I don't think it is. I don't think that's even something I'd want to debate.
Especially with our extensive playing careers.
So yeah, extensive playing careers. I famously, of course, played 3 years Little League, Jones County, Mississippi. You played soccer, I think, if I recall correctly.
I never played soccer. No.
Okay. And
I was the manager for the senior year of high school for the soccer team, but I never played.
Oh, okay.
That was mostly just an excuse to hang out with my friends.
Oh, okay. But hey, sometimes managers, they're
Right.
they're the real ones, and of course Tim, who is not here yet, but he'll be here in time. He'll be here in time.
Yeah, Wednesdays is like church day or whatever. So.
Actually, he did play baseball in college. So I mean, okay, so yeah, so you know how like every show has like the two like just jabroni dudes, and then they have the one actual athlete for legitimacy.
I mean, I'm a athlete.
Oh yeah, professional glizzy guzzler.
Damn right, I am the glizzy gladiator.
Tried a little different gas station food this week. We'll discuss that on a different show.
Right.
Because this is a sports show where we're going to talk about sports. What's been going on in sports? We got anything interesting going on in sports? We're kind of coming into the dreaded off season.
Well, I don't know that we're coming into it. We're very much in the off season at this point.
Well, mentally, I'm still coming into it. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, it's here.
I'm trying to pretend like it's not, and that it's like, there's just a bye week, right? And we'll be back Saturday morning. I'll wake up and game day will be on, and everything will be fine. And Nick Saban will still be the coach, and Eli Gold still in the booth.
Keep dreaming.
And my dog not dead. Don't know if she's dead. She's somewhere though. Nah, she'll be back. She'll be back.
All right.
That's my cooking.
So I hate to say it, but at this point,
fingers in there. She's just on vacation.
All right. Fair enough.
To be fair, you're always hearing about like dog gone for like 15 years, randomly comes back one day.
That is true.
That is true. So I mean, let's talk about something else.
All right.
Like sports.
So
Let's talk. What we got?
Jimmy Garoppolo,
Jimmy G,
quarterback.
Allegedly.
Apparently, he was doing some PEDs.
Yeah, I could see it.
As he is now suspended for 2 games next season.
Who's he even with now? The Raiders? No.
He is with the Raiders, and they're going to cut him. Especially now that since he got suspended for PEDs, they can cut him and not take a cap hit.
Yeah, this seems like pretty much an ideal scenario for them.
It is.
You ever considered that maybe they drugged him?
That's very much something the Raiders organization would do. So
yeah, that feels.
I would believe that.
That feels Raidery. Is that a word?
Hello? Oh,
hello.
What just happened?
Well, were we good?
My computer just froze for a second. We're good.
We were crapping on the Raiders.
Oh, that's easy to do.
Yeah, that's really easy to do.
Yeah, Raiders stink. They definitely injected Jimmy G with steroids against his will.
Right.
And that's how this all went down.
Mm-hmm.
So they could save a couple $1 million.
That's my headcanon, yeah.
Same. Geno Smith staying around another year.
Good. Love to hear it. Big Geno Smith guys.
Well, he's at least making it to the next round, as far as like the roster units. A lot of people.
I don't know that they have a replacement.
That they might. Well, they're thinking that Drew Lock apparently might be the heir apparent there, despite
being Drew Lock.
Everything on the field leading to the contrary.
Well, good luck with that, Seahawks.
But I like that they felt the need to do right by Geno Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then looks like old AJ McCarron is returning to the Battlehawks.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
How can you not get romantic about UFL football?
Right.
I know, man. Like, so AJ McCarron's, I'm pretty sure, older than me at this point. But man, he is still out there doing it, bro. That's my quarterback. That was my first,
Yeah.
When I first got into really watching football and really liking Alabama, McElroy had just hung it up, gone to play for the Jets.
So he's born in 1990, so he's 33.
I could have sworn he was older than... No, wait, hold on. He's younger than me.
Or as many call him, Mr. Catherine Webb.
Okay, I love how it just said, oh no, September. Yeah, he's 9 months younger than me. Whoa, okay. I thought he was older than me. That's crazy. Okay, well, wrote myself into a corner on that one, but okay.
Well, you have this thing where you think that you have stopped aging, and that's not a thing.
But I have, spiritually. And don't tell me you don't spiritually age as well.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so I stopped spiritually aging, right?
As far as where I would go with this, I'm going to say that for the Beefier show.
Physically, yes, the physical shell that my spirit resides in may be aging, but spiritually, I am still very young.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you cannot change my mind. Anyway, Mans has been out there playing professional football for 10 years starting this year.
Man, he even went to the Fail Clowns just because he wanted to play some football.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm going to say something contra. I think he got screwed at the Bengals a little bit.
Yeah.
That season that he had to step up for the Red Rocket, right? I know he's the Red Rifle. I don't care.
No, Red Rocket.
That's as I say, I don't care. I know he's the Red Rifle. I don't care. The year he had to step up for him in like the wild cards. I can't remember exactly what year that was, and he actually did. He was doing really good, but there was like some dispute, and was it AJ Brown that was playing for him? I want to say because he was being a shit ass, just an absolute shit ass, and he was like purposely playing shittier because he'd had like a disagreement with the coaches or something, and just absolutely tanked the entire game. And kind of ruined AJ McCarron's entire career because that was his moment. That was it. He was about to win a fucking playoff game as like a completely untested backup. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Brand, though, if you think about it.
I don't quote. It might not have been AJ Brown. Don't quote me on that.
AJ Brown, the current wide receiver on the Eagles.
No, maybe not. Who was that? There was an AJ.
They had AJ Green, I believe.
Was he a giant? AJ? Was he a giant piss baby?
No, he's a damn good Georgia Bulldog. What he was.
So,
like he was like AJ Green is like a well-regarded like good guy.
Okay, let me look into this.
AJ Green's a good player. But...
Let me look into this. Let's move on, but let me look into this so I can remember exactly what it is, so I can be angry but accurate.
It's gonna be somebody cut from like the Chad Ochocinco mold.
Right.
A dual threat receiver of some sort.
No, it was AJ Green. It was AJ Green. It was AJ Green. And I don't remember what it was, but that game...
If he got pissed off, then...
He was just being a giant piss baby, and I don't remember what it was. Wait, what? AJ Hawk was on that team?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't know he played. Oh, he did 1 year. Wow. That's funny, actually. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, it had something to do with AJ Green. I'll maybe look into it later, but it was
it was a contract. It was a contract deal.
That was it. Yep, that was it. And he purposely was playing really shitty and tanked the game for him. And it was heartbreaking because let's see, how did that game end? 16-18. So I mean, it was tight. It was a tight game. Can I see stats for this game?
It was Zach Taylor's first year, wasn't it?
McCarron's a
Catholic. They went and got Joey Burrow the next year, right?
No. Burrow was 2020. This was 15.
Oh well, no, because the year that AJ Green was pouting about his contract was 19.
Oh, I don't know what it was then. Who knows? I just remember that being a big thing because my dad still rants about it because he's a big AJ McCarron guy. So. I don't know. I don't know. I shouldn't even have fucking brought it up because I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's move on. Well, actually, hold on. Would we even really have a show if I didn't just ramble about shit I barely understood?
No.
I want to go back to what you said earlier, though. So this team had 3 AJs on it. It had Green, McCarron, and Hawk.
Yeah, it did.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah. It did. Yeah. Huh. I'll be damned. And couldn't win a wild card game.
Based?
I hate to see it. All right, moving on.
All right. Probably the biggest news of the week. College football playoff officially adapted the 5-7 playoff.
Let's go, dude. I'm so hyped for that.
So that will be the conference champion of the Big 4 conferences, and then the champion of the next highest rated conference.
So
for the
it's
first
the Power
5.
4 champions and then the best of the rest.
So it's the Power 4 champions, and then the champion of the next best conference, whatever that may be, and then the best of the rest.
So this will give us an extra game. We'll have a quarter, a semi, then the championship?
Might be 3 extra games.
No way. I'm looking at that.
So.
That's crazy. That's a lot of football, boys.
Yeah, I think the Natty next year is on like the 20th of January.
Okay, I like that a lot. A lot. For 2 reasons. A, more college football. That's A.
Right.
B, move that Natty later into the month. I could very well see a national championship for Alabama on my birthday. Roll Tide.
That's true.
Yeah, so
apparently it's not, the Power 4 is not guaranteed.
No?
I mean, not on paper,
it
would
take something for one of them not to do it. But
yeah, like imagine like Clemson winning the ACC and not
the
being
highest ranked 5 conference champions. Period.
Yeah.
Right, which is the Power 4.
Right.
It also, funny note on that, it also means Notre Dame will never be higher than the 6th seed. Which, I mean, let's be real, they won't anyways. But,
Roll Tide. Join a conference, you fucking cowards.
Are they considered ACC for the purpose of this?
They are not, no.
They'll probably eventually be
independent.
Though. They will eventually, though. They'll weasel their way. You know how the Jesuits are. Parentheses. What did he mean by that?
I don't know.
Who knows? Moving on.
And that's all the news I had this week. So unless you guys got something.
No. Well, I posted earlier Eli Gold, radio announcer for the Crimson Tide, hanging it up. Won't be in the booth next year. He'd been sick for a while. Man, it's tough in Tuscaloosa these days, boys. It is rough in Tuscaloosa right now. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We are not having a good time. So we lost our head coach, got a new one, got a new OC, lost that OC. We lost Eli Gold.
Did we get the Niners firing Steve Wilkes?
We lost fucking the Iron Bowl of basketball. It's been a rough month. It's been a rough month in Tuscaloosa, boys. Who?
What if you just make it not a rough month? Think about that one.
I don't know.
I take that as a no.
You know the Catholics say that there's some joy in suffering, that we offer it up to the Lord.
Catholics say a lot of things.
The Catholics do say a lot of things, yeah. So that's a fair point. All right. Well, do we want to get into it? Do we want to dive in? Okay, he's in Puerto Rico right now. Is what happened to Tim.
Ripped him.
Okay. Well, we're doing it. So
all right, we're doing it.
Season's over. Life has lost all meaning, but that doesn't mean we can't look back a little bit.
Right.
For the 2023 Shitties. Round of applause, boys. Round of applause. Let's go. The Shitties, of course, are our award ceremony where we hand out some awards that are very poorly researched and definitely didn't bullshit them just this morning, 6 hours before the show.
Right.
Definitely watched a lot of tape, reviewed film, prayed.
Damn right.
Communed with ancestral spirits. Except not, because those are demons. So don't do that shit. So anyway, Shitties is what do we got here? Like 12 categories. We got best. They're divided. They're gonna be divided between pro and not pro. We got coaches, MVP, game of the year, comeback of the year. Then we got most disappointing, rookie, freshman of the year, most overrated, and then of course everyone's favorite, the Mark Sanchez fuck up of the year award. Which honestly, that's my favorite one. So if Tim is,
and I looked at y'all's entries, and I feel like I might have taken the cake for mine.
Okay, I have not actually read anyone's. I'm glad we spoiled.
All right, based.
I have not read anyone's, so this will be pretty good. I have some good ones, so we're gonna go each category and tell ours. Not even defend it, because I mean some of these are I know mine are some are definitely indefensible, right?
Right.
One especially, I'm getting hanged for. I'm getting shot. I cannot leave.
Which one that is.
Yeah, you do. I cannot leave my house after I announce this one. So, listen, let's just dive in. Let's do it. Let's not pussyfoot around. All right, 2023 Shitties NFL Coach of the Year. I got Dan Campbell, and that's probably one of my like 3 least controversial ones. All right, if you can get the Lions that deep into the playoffs, right? That fired up. So much so that they're talking about not only the team being back, but the city being back, right? You're doing something right. I love this dude. This dude is dynamite. He is electric. He is a personality. This guy coming into like the locker room and handing out like $5 bills or whatever the hell he was doing. Love it. This dude is great. Yes, their last game was extremely embarrassing, but Dan Campbell, you're my boy.
Yeah, I would agree. Dan Campbell, also my coach of the year for NFL. Do have an honorary mention to D'Amico Ryans because he did pretty damn well in Houston.
Okay,
all things considered.
That's extremely fair. That's another one where I feel like if you can do Houston well, you deserve some praise.
Especially with how terrible Houston's been.
Yeah, they did really bad for a really long time.
Remember when they had Bill O'Brien?
Bill O'Brien
Jesus.
Literally took a tactical nuke to that.
Yeah. Love to see it. Hey, he did ours too.
Yeah. That being said, I seconded Tony. I went Dan Campbell as my number 1 with D'Amico Ryans was 1A for me. Like,
wow.
He's done a hell of a job.
Wow. So is this the first unanimous? No, we probably had some unanimous last year. I don't know. I didn't write them down. I don't listen to the show.
Glad we don't have to have Devin break a tie.
Devin would say something stupid.
The benefit of having 3 people.
Right.
Well, I don't think he's awake yet, so do with that knowledge what you will.
Well, you better start making some loud noises or something, because clock is a ticking. Although, to be fair, if we didn't want to do it tonight, I'm fine, because I mean, I don't feel the best ever. So.
Wow. You a little run down tonight?
I am a little run down tonight.
Feeling a little puny?
feeling tiny. I'm feeling like a little guy tonight, and not a silly little guy, right? Just a little guy, and that's not great. That's not great. All right, Coach CFB. Listen, guys, this one's going to require a little bit of explanation. All right, but I went with Jim Harbaugh. Now, hear me out. All right, this dude had to sit out the first 3 games of the season for cheating, right? Halfway through, he gets caught cheating again. Has to sit out more games, including their biggest game of the year, which whoever coached, I don't remember his name, the black guy, who's I think actually the head coach now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Goes on to win the big loser championship, right? Goes on to beat an Alabama who was rightfully, way better than they should have been. In a very close game, in a very good game. A very good game. And then wins the national championship and then just walks away. All while still under total suspicion for cheating. If that's not some big nut behavior, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Show me the math.
When I saw your pick of that, I knew what angle you were coming from.
Mm-hmm.
My angle was, if I was going to go that route, I would have gone with the new head coach.
Yeah.
What a job that guy did.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's true. I did not specify head coach, so it could have been anyone. Yeah, that is true. And he was.
I'm pretty sure you wrote Jim Harbaugh though.
I did. I'm just saying, like, the category isn't head coach.
Yeah, like if you had wanted to be like the special teams coordinator for the Toledo Mud Hens or whatever.
Hey, bro, watch out for the Mud Hens this year. They are going to tear up the Ohio River Valley Conference.
But okay.
Whatever. Oh, is that a real? I thought we were doing a bit.
No, they're real. Minor league affiliate in baseball.
Holy shit!
I mean, it's baseball, so how real can it really be?
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that in front of them. Oh, that's a nice. Damn, they got a nice stadium too. Damn.
Yeah, like it's an actual legendary franchise.
Wow. Okay. Well, hey, we learned something tonight, didn't we? All right.
Were the Reds AAA affiliate? For a long time?
Yes. No, Tigers.
Tigers. That's it.
Yeah. Tony, what you got?
I didn't have one. I couldn't think of a coach that's my college coach of the year that did well.
Oh, wow, bold.
Listen, it wasn't a great college year for Vols fans. So
yeah, I understand. Tim, who you got?
Well, I got to give the props where they got to be given, because let's be honest. You were in full-blown panic mode after week 2.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, where did Alabama end up?
One snap away from going to the national championship.
Where they always end up. So I gave it to Nick Saban.
That's fair. I wanted to give it to Nick, but I was like, nah. Well, probably his best coaching year, just from like a personnel standpoint. In a long time, but
from not just a game, not just an X's and O's deal, but a full-blown coaching performance. I think he put on the best job this year.
That's true. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. In fact, so far that I think next year for the Shitties, we just call this the Nick Saban Memorial. In parentheses, he's not actually dead. People, calm down. Close parentheses. CFB Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
All right, MVP of the NFL. I got Lamar. I went with the everyone else pretty much. Dude was dominant.
Well, you're wrong. It was CMC.
Yeah, okay. I like that too. I
split the difference because I wasn't clear whether we were including the playoffs or not.
Yeah, of course.
So I said that if it's just the regular season, like how they do the NFL award, it's Lamar, because of course it was. But if you count the entire season, including the playoff run, it's Run CMC.
Okay, I can see that.
Quarterback play this season sucked. They don't deserve an MVP. I said it.
Jesus.
I said it.
Jesus. All right.
With how hard Lamar choked in that playoff game.
That is true.
Embarrassing.
That's true. But he was paid
and made an ass of himself. He went full blown Caleb Williams in that game.
He was paid to take a dive though. So.
Well, yeah. Well, that cost you a shitty this year, in my opinion.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I'm sure he'll be heartbroken. CFB MVP got Milrow. Dude's a dog. Dude. My brother in Christ got literally benched. The entire fan base wanted him dead. Right? They were throwing ropes over limbs and they were calling him boy. Right? And man did not blink. He sat on the bench and went, "Let's go, team." Clapped all the way. And then when his number was called, he got back up and he led us to the goddamn promised land. Almost.
What you're saying is he let a naysayer know.
He let some naysayers know. Yeah, big lank guys here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's easy Milrow for me.
I just went with Pernix.
Okay. That's fair.
Phoenix.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Huge production out of him. Pretty much the only bright spot of the Natty for Washington. And that's really not saying a lot, but
I went way off.
I'm not going to say here. I wasn't going to say JJ McCarthy, so
no.
Mm-mm.
There was a part of me at first. I thought my gut instant reaction was to put McCarthy down here.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to think more about this. Milrow crossed my mind. I went with the ultimate redemption story.
Hmm?
Bo Nix.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. That's good.
Talk about, because what Milrow, his redemption within this season, compared to the overall career redemption arc of Bo Nix, culminating the way it did, I thought it was a really, really good story of somebody who we all hated when he was an Auburn quarterback. But he doesn't have to buy a meal in Oregon for the rest of his life.
He does not. And he proved that the best thing a young man can do in his career is get the hell out of Auburn, Alabama.
Absolutely.
Roll Tide. All right, let's see. We game of the year, NFL. I have the Jets-Bills 9-11 game. All right. Now,
yeah.
Hold on. No, hear me out on this one. Okay.
The one where Rodgers fucked up his Achilles.
Hear me out on this one, dog. Just let me cook. Allow me into the kitchen. Right? Let me boil up some water. Hit it with a little bit of salt. Put the pasta in.
Ahead.
All right. So this game, kickoff game on Thursday. Right? This is the one. Right? No, was it on Thursday? Or was it Monday?
This would have been, it would have been Thursday because I was Lions Chiefs. But probably Monday.
That's right. Yeah. So Monday. So yeah, Monday Night Football on opening weekend. Huge game. Highly anticipated. Rodgers is up there. We've had Hard Knocks. Everyone's talking about this. 9/11 in New York. Two New York teams.
Runs out with the flag. Everybody's losing their shit. 2 plays in, he's dead, right? Literally, take him behind the woodshed, put a bullet in him. He's done. Zach Wilson, who confirmed sucked, gets up there, does his best. Not good at all. Does his best, though. Against all odds, because nobody really, everyone was like, all right, this is done. Because that team deflated after Rodgers got hurt. Everyone was like, that's it. This is over. It is over. And you can't blame him for that either.
Pulls out a great game, right? Gets it to overtime. Kickoff punt to Xavier Gibson, a young man who just barely made the cut to even be on this damn team. Shout out to Hard Knocks. Runs that son of a bitch all the way back, 65 yards.
Yeah.
Love it. What a football game! That's why you love the damn sport. Now, I'm going to say why that's the best game is because the NFL is rigged and gay.
No, base.
Do not at me.
My game of the year for the NFL is obviously very biased, and it is the last game for the Giants of the regular season, where we both embarrassed the Eagles and caused them to get injuries that made them lose their playoff game.
Based.
And yeah, that's all I need for a nice end of the season. Really fuck over a rival.
That's all I needed to hear. What you got, Tim?
Speaking of a rival getting fucked up, so I pulled the film, right? I pulled the tape,
Mm-hmm.
and I went back to late in the season when I think I said something along the lines of, this is obviously paraphrasing myself, but wouldn't it be funny if the Falcons managed to find a way to lose to these shitty ass Carolina Panthers? And they did. And probably of all the games I've seen, it was definitely one of them. It was a game of all time.
And that was a game.
The Panthers beat the Falcons 9-7 in what was truly one of the games of our life.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And I was laughing the whole way. I was thoroughly sports entertained.
Hell yeah, bro.
I cannot think of another game this season that I watched that entertained me as much as that one. So I had to go that route.
Based.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Games. College football game of the year. Of course. This isn't going to be a shock to y'all. Iron Bowl. Easy. Great. First off, great game. Great rivalry. Right. But then Bond in the pocket. Love it. Love it. Fuck Auburn. What y'all got?
I second that. I went Iron Bowl.
Very based.
Whole family was on their feet. We were watching at the beach.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was an amazing night.
So this one kind of ties into my Mark Sanchez award, Miami, Georgia Tech. Now, you might not remember why that game was great.
Wait, was it because Miami completely shit the bed?
Because they were trying to get that one boy what was it, a rushing record or something?
I don't know the reason. All I know is Miami just needed to kneel.
Oh yeah,
to win the game.
Oh no,
they did not kneel. Georgia Tech got the ball back, went down the field, scored, and won the game.
Oh man, yes, I remember that.
I want to say the running back needed like 6 more yards or something stupid to get like 100 rushing yards for so many straight games or whatever.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And instead, they end up losing to Georgia Tech in football. Jesus.
Oh man,
Georgia Tech will make another appearance on this list, by the way, before it's all said and done.
Oh yeah, very excited.
I got one for you.
I got a curveball for you here at the end of the ceremony, by the way. So be prepared for that. It's not like don't read my ballot because you won't find it. It's right here up in the noggin. So
that's the best place to have them.
Hell yeah! Comeback of the year. I got a twofer. Alabama, of course. Like Tim said earlier, we were done. Week 2, I was calling for Nick's head, which in retrospect, not great. Wish I had said that.
It's your fault.
It is probably my fault, actually. We were done. Wanted Milroe dead, assassinated. Wanted Nick fired, which I got that one. So good job, Taylor.
Congrats.
Yep. And came all the way back. One bad snap away from going to the Natty, and probably winning it because Washington was. How funny would it have been if we had gone to the Natty, beat Washington? Saban still probably would have retired, and then we hired the guy we beat. That would have been funny. Or what? Even better if we'd lost to them and he retired, and then we hired him. Of course, if he'd won the Natty, would he have taken the? I don't know. That's a whole bunch of what ifs I don't want to go through. Second is Joe Flacco. Big Joe Flacco guy.
Yeah, you know who I'm a bigger guy of though?
Who's that?
Baker Mayfield.
That's a good. Oh, I like that one. That one's good.
Yeah.
I also went Flacco and Mayfield. I 1A, 1B. That was a tie to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Baker came back from being on 3 different teams last year.
Right.
To making the playoffs, winning a playoff game, and looking pretty good again.
Yeah.
And looking good enough that players on the team want him back.
Big Baker guy.
Everybody loves a redemption arc.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Well, in the other direction, we have our most disappointing. I've got NFL football, just in general.
Based?
I mean, do I need to say more?
No.
Okay, because I'm not gonna.
My most disappointing was Mr. Joe Milton III. Because,
Ooh.
people really hyped him up in the offseason. I was a bit of a doubter. He did show out against Clemson, and then, shocker, he was terrible. So, yeah, that was mine.
So I went a little more specific on NFL football. I was not going to take the easy route and say the Super Bowl result because that was scripted and we knew what was going to happen.
Sure, yeah.
I went with, on the last week of the season, the roster of quarterbacks that weren't dead. Like, if you take a look at all these quarterbacks out there that were starting NFL games on week 16 and week 17, it was pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
There is no quarterback depth. And it's to the point where it feeds into what you said. It makes the end of the season, it makes it a joke.
Yeah.
It really is. So true. So true.
We need we need the Detmer family to spit out some more backup quarterbacks. We need does Charlie Whitehurst have a kid? We need a new clipboard Jesus. We need some good, reliable backup quarterbacks in the league.
I mean, I'd prefer the starters just aren't getting injured.
But it just goes to show you though how top heavy the rosters are, right? Like, you've got these quarterbacks making $50 million a year. They can't afford to bring in a worthwhile backup. That was what made Joe Flacco's comeback so exceptional.
Right.
Because they got him for nothing, and then he went full blown until the playoffs anyway. Joe Flacco.
Right.
Hey man, Dak Prescott, $60 million a year cap hit next year.
But Jerry likes him.
And they're talking about how they're gonna have to extend him and make him the most fucking highest paid quarterback for Dak Prescott, who's never won shit.
Absolutely disgusting. All right, rookie of the year, Puka Nacua. Not even close.
Yeah,
not even close.
We were unanimous here.
I was maybe gonna go Anderson and be full homer, but I was like, nah. Like defense doesn't. It's not flashy. He was really good on a pretty shit team. Well, a better team, but still not great. But no, it's Puka Nacua. One reason above all, I just love saying his name. Puka Nacua.
He's got a good name.
Puka Nacua.
That is true.
Keeping it in the bloodline, if you will, finger up. I got freshman of the year, Noah Fafita. I mean, this guy in Arizona was electric. I mean, that all fell apart though. But hey, while it was going, electric. So, who y'all got?
No, Fafita.
Did you just make that up on the spot?
No, I wrote it down.
Okay.
I was just blanking about what we were talking about for whatever reason, but yeah, couldn't really think of any other freshmen, so I just went with him.
Yeah, it was kind of a down year for freshmen in college football. Like I was going because my initial thought was Noah Fafita, and I was like, nah, surely there was someone else, and I went through the list. And I was like, who the hell are these people?
Deeper.
Okay,
which I was.
Okay,
and for as we know, Noah Fafita is a redshirt freshman.
Oh, okay.
So I went down the list of true freshmen.
Okay,
and one name stood out.
Okay.
Eric Singleton Jr., wide receiver, Georgia Tech.
Okay. Okay.
My man bald.
Yeah.
He's bald?
No. He's got...
that's kind of what you said.
Classic. Well, yeah, I guess I did kind of say it, but I didn't mean it, and that's what matters.
He balled out.
He balled out.
Right.
And ball don't lie. Ball
don't lie.
I feel like Ball's kind of been lying lately.
Yeah, Ball has been at least deceiving us slightly. All right, most overrated. This isn't going to be a shock. FSU. I'm tired of hearing about him. Like, I hyped him up. We all hyped him up. We maybe even did a little ball washing, some would say, right? Early in the season.
Speak for yourself. I said from the jump that they were a fraud, and I did not waver.
Okay, well, good for you, I guess. But
also,
the rest...
most overrated, Florida State.
Okay.
Without question.
What you got, Tony?
Most overrated. Oh, I fucked up my most disappointing of the year, most overrated. My most overrated was Joe Milton III. My most disappointing was the New York Giants. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see. Okay. Wait, did I misspell disappointing? I
Yeah, you
did.
misspelled the shit out of it.
Yeah, you did.
Look, English is my second language. Please understand. All right, and the Mark Sanchez Fuck Up of the Year award. I got Rodgers. How you gonna tear your ACL literally 5 minutes into the first game of the year? What the fuck, man?
Well, worse than that is the Buffalo Bills in the divisional round against the Kansas City Chiefs, deciding to run a fake punt with Damar fucking Hamlin in their own territory. A play that lost them the game. Effectively.
I tried to really embody the spirit of Mark Sanchez here. Just a empty-headed, just bonehead fuck up.
Okay.
And I came up with Kadarius Toney lining up offsides.
Oh yeah,
that game.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Of course, it didn't matter. They won the fucking Super Bowl anyway.
And I knew Tony would appreciate me calling out Kadarius Toney for this.
I mean, he's a fucking bum.
There was nothing about that play that wasn't just. It was a brilliantly executed play by everybody on that team except for one person, and that's all that mattered.
Yep. Fuck Kadarius Toney, stupid piece of shit.
All right. Well, boys, here's the curveball. I'm introducing a whole new segment of the Shitties.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna do them off the cuff too, because I literally just thought about it during the show.
Yeah.
So when we were doing the Shitties last year, right, we were just kind of football, right? But over the past year, we've started talking a little wrestling, right? So we need some wrestling awards. So I've got 4 categories here that we're going to go through real quick. And I think some of them are pretty damn good. So first off is going to be biggest pop of the year. Now, this doesn't have to be the actual biggest pop, but biggest personal pop. However, I think for me,
I know what yours is.
I know what mine's going to be, and it was also coincidentally the biggest pop of the year as well. CM Punk's return. Easy.
Was it the biggest pop of the year?
I mean, what would the second biggest been? Like LA Knight or something?
I don't know.
I think it was the biggest. That, I mean, come on, bro. The classic like WWE thing they pull out like once every like 7-8 years, right? You throw up the end logo. Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming. Camera lingers for a second, and then something happens, right? Like that was the big one a couple of years ago in NXT with what was it with? I think it was actually Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens turned on each other in NXT. And it was that, and it's like it was the end of a pay-per-view, and logo goes up, and it's like, oh, haha, and then boom. But this one, it wasn't limited. It was War Games, right? No, Survivor Series. Survivor Series, yeah. Survivor Series. Michael Cole. Thank you for everyone coming. Good night. Goes out, music. Cody's music's playing, whatever, and then the static hits, and just everybody loses their fucking mind because no one thought. We're like, all right, whatever. Because, the Randy Orton thing had been the big reveal for that. That they said that is like, oh, we specifically told you ahead of time because we don't want you to get excited and think it's CM Punk. Just the absolute swerviest swerve. Loved it, man. Absolutely. I screamed. I literally screamed in my house.
What's our time frame for this one? Is it up to like today or is it just 2023?
2023. Well, yeah, up until today. Up until today. Yeah. Sorry.
My biggest pop. Good question.
Yeah. You want Tim to go and then while you think about it?
Yeah.
All right. Who you got, Tim?
Go with them.
So as hard as you popped for the return of CM Punk, at that point I was paying attention, so I knew it was coming.
Right.
And I think we all knew it was coming to a degree, but the win, I kind of felt like I knew it was coming.
I mean, I think like deep down, we all wanted it to happen then, but I remember specifically for myself is like I was almost like a little let down. And I was like, okay, because that was the same day as the Iron Bowl. Like the Iron Bowl had just happened a little bit before that, right? And I was like, all right, I'm already kind of like on cloud nine, you know, like this day can't get much better. I'll settle for not having CM Punk, right? And then Static hits, and I was like, well, this is the greatest day of my life ever. So.
I popped equally hard in early in the year for the return of Cody, because that was like January. That was January of 23, wasn't it? When
that
Seth
was
had the open challenge going, and then Cody showed up.
No, that was 22.
Was it 22?
Yeah, it was 22. 23. Yeah, 23 was the start of the story, finishing the story.
Finishing the story. That's right. So in that case,
I popped when he didn't finish his story.
If I was going more recent than that, then I would have to go the resurgence of R-Truth. When R-Truth showed up wearing the Judgment Day shirt, I lost it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
I will always pop.
R-Truth bits have been very, very good.
I will always pop for Ron the Truth killings. Good old R-Truth. The ageless wonder.
Man, y'all see that, like, what is it, that scissor kick thing he does?
With the corkscrew at the end?
Yeah, scissor corkscrew.
Freaking amazing.
That is really impressive move, like, for anyone, but especially a 52-year-old man.
For a long time, too.
I don't think I've ever actually noticed that much, because you don't really see him wrestle seriously that much, you know? Because, like, for several years in a row there, he was just doing, like, the backstage, like, 24/7 stuff.
Right.
Yeah, he's actually really good.
What it shows you, though, is that the WWE, they're listening. There is no way they meant for this R-Truth thing to go as long as it has, but the crowd has willed it into existence.
Loves it. It's so funny. They're going to get a WrestleMania match, aren't they?
You almost have to think so.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Are we going to get an Awesome Truth tag title?
Hopefully.
Holding? I think my biggest pop was Roman retaining at WrestleMania.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I didn't think it was going to happen, and then it did. Okay, that was pretty big.
All right,
and it's one of those things where you don't have to like it, but you have to respect it.
Sure. Yeah. I wrote pay-per-view out of muscle memory, but PLE, whatever you want to call it, pay-per-view of the year. For me, I think it's got to be Backlash. Actually. Backlash was really good for a lot of reasons. Had a lot of soul, was very interesting. It was one of those, like, it was more like a house show than an actual PLE, right? Because they were playing to the crowd a lot. But most of all, the Damian Priest Bad Bunny match, I thought was actually really good.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Like, really, really, really good. I think maybe a second to that would maybe be like Money in the Bank or something, but it's got to be Backlash for me.
Backlash was Cody going over Lesnar too, right?
No, that was it was. Holy shit. I thought that was SummerSlam. Oh, the rematch was SummerSlam. Backlash. Yeah, the rematch was SummerSlam. So that's what I was also thinking of. But yeah, no, the let's see, we had Bianca defeated Io. Seth Rollins defeated Omos. Remember that one? That was actually a good match, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, that was good too. Okay, yeah, no, I'm fully, yeah. I mean, I was behind that choice to begin with, but I'm even more behind it now. What y'all got?
Good question. There were a lot of really good ones.
I'm going to give you one that runs probably really counter to. I'd anger a lot of smart internet fans with this. I really liked Crown Jewel.
trying to remember what the card of Crown Jewel was.
Well, luckily I have that for you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Was that the LA Knight Roman one?
That was LA Knight and Roman was the main event. And before, so you pre-show, you had Sami Zayn beating JD McDonough with a Blue Thunder Bomb, which never happens, by the way. That move never beats anyone. Seth Rollins beat Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Damian Priest attempted to cash in, and Priest got attacked by the hooded figure, which was Sami Zayn.
Okay. Yeah.
Mommy won the Fatal 5-Way against Refrigerator Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler. And that was the one that where Rio was really working that one up to like you're kind of like what Roman did with the 4-Way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is designed to take it away from me. This is bullshit, and then she won anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You had Solo Sikoa, John Cena, which I thought they did that match really well.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, I remember that now.
You had Logan Paul beating Rey Mysterio to win the championship.
That was the one right there. That was the one.
You had Io Sky beating Bianca with the surprise return of Kairi Sane.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You had Cody Rhodes beating Damian Priest with a Crossroads. And then, of course, Roman over LA Knight with the spear at the end of that match after LA Knight got fucked in typical Bloodline fashion.
Right.
Which I thought they did a really good job. Yeah. Up and down, I think this was the most solid card. My problem with so many of the PLEs is that they especially like the Rumble's a great example of this. Because if you have and War Games was another one where you have this really, really big, with men's match that's lined up with the big teams and whatever, but you have to have the women's match either before or after that, and I think the way I heard it worded was you're having dinner before you have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much can you possibly eat before you lose interest in what's in front of you? And I feel like just a lot of pay-per-views or PLEs or whatever you want to call them have gotten kind of diluted out by that because they have to cram the men's and women's events. Why don't they just have a separate pay-per-view for the women so they can put the proper focus on it, would, I guess, be my question.
It's not a terrible idea. Just to look it up, by the way, side note here, but I just now learned that Paige used to be the manager for the Kabuki Warriors.
Really?
Back in 2019 and 2020, apparently, yeah.
I think I remember that.
God, she is
She was trying to get cleared to wrestle, and they would not clear her. That's why she ended up leaving and going to AEW. Because they'll fucking clear anybody.
God, her mother is disgusting, too. That is just a disgusting-ass family.
Now, this might be contra, but my top PLE, Vengeance Day.
Okay.
NXT PLE. That was really good.
That was a good one.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Okay. Yeah.
We were all sports entertained by that one.
Thoroughly, I would even say.
I would put that probably in my top 3. I'd put it, slightly behind the Crown Jewel, and I think Crown Jewel, Backlash, and Vengeance Day would be my top 3. I agree.
Okay.
It's a pretty good ranking, yeah.
I'm still laughing at Paige's last name being Beavis. I think it's Bevis actually, but I'm saying Beavis. Yeah,
it's Beavis now.
She made her debut under the ring name Brittany Knight. Where does that lay in the Knight family tree? She related to L.A. or
the town of Brittany?
Huh? Moving on.
No.
Moving on. Best match of the year. I'm gonna start with Tim for this one actually, because I'm really not certain about mine. I'm gonna think about it. I think I know.
This is gonna be recency bias.
Okay.
And it's gonna really, because I've never really thought too terribly highly of a Jey Uso match.
Okay.
That Jey Uso Gunther match that we just saw was pretty damn good.
That was a good one.
And apparently, I saw a little something come across. Now it's the dirt sheet bullshit. It's a grain of salt. Apparently, the original plan was to have Jey go over, but it got changed last minute.
No, I think that's very much dirt. I think the dirt sheets are being fucked with super heavily right now because they're reporting a ton of stuff wrong.
I'd believe that.
I think
It
I
made
think
a lot
that's
more sense for it to end the way that it ended, and the way that Jimmy pulled off that fuckery at the end was just brilliant.
right. No, I think
Football Jimmy, best Jimmy.
oh, absolutely. The past few months, the dirt sheets have been getting basically about everything wrong, and I think WWE figured out who the leakers are and have been fucking with them.
And you love to see it.
These are
the same fuckers like Meltzer, who you know Kurt Angle's never had a 5-star match, right?
Yep.
But like fucking Tits McGee versus Joe Bag of Donuts in a hardcore match with tables, ladders, and chairs will get 4.8 stars or whatever.
I will say he has given a lot of 5 stars to Walter / Gunther, so
he does like him some Gunther. That's
he
like
does.
The one thing that he's been getting right.
He does, yeah.
Gunther is just he's just such a bully. He's so good.
He is very good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could pick any Gunther match for me. That for my match of the year. He's my wrestler of the year.
He made Jey Uso look like a fucking incredible superstar in that match the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's recency bias, but I'm going to go with it. I was hooked.
Well, I'm going to go a little controversial here. I'm going to say the men's War Games match, because I don't really go like I'm not one of those nerds who's like, oh, it had a high work rate, very good, blah blah blah. I just liked it. It was enjoyable, right? You knew exactly what was going to happen, and it happened the exact way you thought it was going to happen, but it was great, and we all loved it.
Oh,
right?
True. So true.
I would say a close second, though, would have been the Bad Bunny Damian Priest match. For, again, not really so much being like a technically good match, but the fact that like some random rapper, right, who's only really in the show to promote it in his home country, was actually pretty damn good at wrestling, was kind of crazy, and I just really liked watching it. And it was also the match that kind of, I don't want to say launched Damian Priest's career, because I mean he was obviously doing pretty good, but like before that he was just kind of like the heavy for Judgment Day, but really put him on like the path to being what will eventually end up being his solo career, probably after WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. So
when do you think it changed that celebrities stopped being really, really shitty when they got into the world of wrestling?
Do you want me to give you, I think, an answer that's going to sound, hold on, an answer that's going to sound...
I have an opinion on this. I'm curious if we have the same opinion.
We might. I'm going to tell you, it's going to sound really retarded, but think about it for a minute.
Are you going Johnny Knoxville? Because that's what I'm going.
I'm not going Johnny Knoxville, but that's a good one. I was going to go Pat McAfee.
Okay.
Pat McAfee, who was at the time, still... Hold on. I gotta stop fidgeting with stuff while I'm hosting these shows. Who at the time was, has a big show. I wouldn't really call him a celebrity, air quotes, but kind of, yeah. He was well known as a player. He was well known as a host, and he came in, lifelong childhood dream, pretty decent at it, right? Got real deep into the company, doing, he was with NXT stuff. He was on commentary. He had some pretty okay little matches. I think the Johnny Knoxville one is a good one as well. But somewhere in that time frame. So what went to John?
That sell of the stunner that McAfee did, very good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When was that? When was Johnny Knoxville? Was that was like 21, right?
So I think so. It wasn't long ago. It was WrestleMania 47, I think.
Okay.
Well, he's on WrestleMania 40 this year.
So. 37. He means 37.
Yeah. It was Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn.
Yes. Okay.
And for a hardcore match, especially with one guy not being a wrestler, I enjoyed it.
So I think those two events actually kind of happen around
similar time,
the same time. So yes, 21. Let's say Knoxville and McAfee, somewhere in there. Yeah.
What's funny though is if you go back a little bit, I just happened to watch a video on this. I don't know if you've ever watched Wrestling Bios before. That Scottish, British, whatever guy that does the Reliving the War series.
I don't listen to what European people have to say.
This guy's pretty good.
Well,
but he went back to the convergence of Jackass and WWE.
Right.
And you originally had it was Steve-O and some other guy who wasn't Knoxville and wasn't Wee Man. I can't remember the guy's name. Doesn't matter.
I remember that was 12.
But they were interacting with Umaga, and they didn't know to stay down.
Right.
So Umaga just kept fucking slamming them because they were reacting like jackass style. They were like, because when they get hurt, they laugh. That's how they were on that show.
Right.
So Umaga's like, the fuck, okay, and like just drop them on their head some more.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. All right, and finally, Wrestler of the Year. Now, I'm going to say something not even remotely controversial, except to maybe Tony. With everybody saying L.A.
Oh, no.
Knight.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, what's your, is it LA Knight or?
This is a very, very close call for me.
Oh, okay.
The reason I say that is Gunther,
Yes.
aka Walter, was preordained to be what he is now.
I think you have to get a lot of credit for making the Intercontinental Championship relevant again.
That being said, LA Knight's ability to get himself over when he was death sentenced with the Max Dupree gimmick.
Yeah.
And he got himself over so hard. I feel like it's a tie at the top for me. I feel like you gotta go LA Knight and Gunther 1A 1B.
That's fair.
Nope.
That's fair. God, gee Willikers. I wonder who Tony's gonna pick.
I already said it, Gunther, the ring general.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Yeah, no, he already said it.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
Based.
I don't listen to anything Tony has to say. But I thought he was gonna say the Tribal Chieftain.
Listen, here's the thing. I do think Roman is great, but I feel like they've kind of booked him into kind of being a shitty wrestler.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Every match, they don't let him finish a match looking dominant. They
Yeah.
have all his matches be ending with interference.
Okay.
I think it's kind of ass. I feel like you should be having the tribal chief just absolutely shitting on someone for once.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And that's the 2023 Shitties, boys.
How about an honorable mention though?
Okay.
I'm gonna give an honorable mention to Logan Paul.
Oh, for sure.
And hey, there's another good example of celebrity crossover of someone actually being a good wrestler. Of course, he was into boxing and UFC or whatever, so I guess that doesn't fully count.
But totally different world, right? Like we've seen boxers crossover before, and it didn't work nearly as well.
That's true.
Shout out to Butterbean.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, Butterbean. Good old Butterbean. I heard he's doing actually pretty good these days.
But celebrities in WWE are not a joke anymore, and that's good, I think.
That's great. I like that because you remember that they had that guest hosting series that they did over several years in the early teens. Remember that time they had Kathy Lee and Hoda on Raw?
Oh god.
And they had no clue what was going on at all. So
yeah, that's disgusting.
I'm glad those days are behind us. So all right. Well, that was it. Max back next week with something. So we'll talk about something, I guess. Probably wrestling or how much.
Well, Elimination Chamber.
Oh yeah,
this weekend.
Yeah. Okay, so okay. There you go. Hey, that's gonna get us through this off season. So, all right. But anyway,